What's up, everyone? It's Let's Go Dragon here alongside of Asami Kirito, and we're going to be shoutcasting this series between you had me at Poncho versus Vengeance here.
Yep, I'm looking very forward to this. As you can tell, probably why seeing the mid lane matchup. And honestly, I need something to wake me up, and ain't nothing better than some good old League to wake someone up.
Yeah, maybe get a little salt in there as well in order to help you wake up. Who knows? But well, it's gonna be interesting to see this Gwen in the mid lane. No flash either, going with the Ghost plus TP to go against Meta Shift here. Very interesting combination. I would be also interested to see if Meta Shift, he went with the electrocute. I wonder if in any case taking, what is it called, Phase Rush would be any better. All right, let me lower that scoreboard for you guys. There you go.
Yeah, well, I wonder, are one of these two gonna step up there? Oh. Well, already it's going to be the Anivia being the one chosen for first blood, and it goes over to the Gwen. And, well, talk about a strong start. No flash, no revive, and probably the world's easiest blue buff now. And a TP even out, too.
Yeah. Still have 4 members strong down here in the bot side, so they're looking for another one.
Oh, yeah, and already Atronach having the flash over. He's even going to smite the blue buff. That's not how you want to use your smite originally. So now, not only has there been a lot of time wasted for Atronach, but you already know that now Arches is just going to get the blue buff and probably even try and just take the full boss side and head up to his own blue.
Yeah, and you know, speaking of which, how about we introduce these teams here? We did a little brief thing, but with that action, we couldn't really get into their names. So let's go ahead and introduce this blue side. We have You Had Me at Poncho. Savage to the B, gonna be playing that Aatrox in the top lane. We have Reach Arceus in the jungle playing the Viego. Domino playing the Gwen in the mid lane. And then for bot lane, we got Dutster and Lotus Blossom playing the Tristana and Thresh.
Yep. And on the other side, we do have Vengeance Gaming. And we have JJ, all those numbers as the Scion top side. We have Atronach as the Volibear jungle meta shift, having the Anivia in the mid lane, and Dark History and Banana Bottle playing the Jinx Lulu. And
what a good name, Banana Bottle.
yeah, I mean, you never suspected.
Truly. Never suspect Banana Bottle, but we're going to see how this early game is going to pan out for You Had Me a Poncho. They're already starting off to a good start and really abusing this mid lane flash. Ooh.
Yeah, and this is exactly what you want to happen. If there is no flash on that mid laner, punish them. If they even step up a little bit, especially with that kind of synergy that is the Viego and Gwen. You get the Gwen more fed now, and the Anivia just a little bit more behind since she doesn't have to teleport to try and get back. So it just helps even more.
Yeah, so this is already looking like a very strong start for the for You Had Me a Poncho here. Just really, again, just really solid start. They have a full blasting wand on Dominope right now, and 2 kills on the Gwen or this early on, denying so much EXP at the very least from Meta Shift. Still not having flash available too, so he has to still be careful that Arceus can just come right back, do another repeat gank. But we do see Atronach is going to be around his bot side, taking at least the Scuttle Crab, so he at least has a little bit extra gold in order to try to catch back up with the Viego here. But it's still going to be interesting to see how both junglers are going to be playing this out here.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the jungle has slowly closed in since Arceus has tried to make his presence felt, and you can tell it's pretty evident since there is the small lead in experience, and he's still exerting a lot of pressure. He's still top side. He's probably gonna take the Krugs for free, and you can see it looks like Volley maybe going for a gank or trying to even just get something to try and get himself back in from that terrible early game that took place.
Yeah, we might be seeing like a little bit of a trade of Krugs at the very least, but well, Atronach actually looking for a gank in the mid lane. It's very possible the dude Domino did opt in for the Ghost plus TP, so no flash available on him. And no Ghost available right now because they burned it earlier when they were fighting the Anivia. So in any case, we'll have to see if they can really get something to pan out here for themselves. Not really a lot to play off of for Vengeance in this early game, but again, it's just early games to have a lot of options to look for a way you can get into this game.
Yeah, and you can see he was hanging out down there for a while, just hoping that maybe he could put some pressure, do something. And obviously he couldn't really get the jungles. It wasn't there, so he just hovered down bot just for the dragon to spawn up and to get it. I mean, early dragon's nice, but at the same time it's like, well, I got the early dragon, but I'm still so far behind the Viego.
I mean, in all things considered, he's not that far behind. He's only like one camp down compared to the Viego. And maybe gold-wise with that dragon, it does help even it up just a little bit since he was able to take an early Drake. Volibear is able to do that thanks to the W giving him so much health back, the E giving him a shield, so he can survive as long as his lanes are pushed up in order to provide a sort of pressure, a little prio. So, grabbing that is going to be helping out quite a bit here. Viego getting their first back, a nice 1500 gold getting the Phage plus the Ruby Crystal, so we're looking at a Divine Sunderer build for Viego. Personally, not my favorite. Really good I just don't like that place. Like whenever I play Viego, I like auto attacking a lot. I got so used to the Kraken Slayer build for Viego, where you build Bork and then into Kraken Slayer, but uh, Divine Sunderer build just a little bit of a different play styles, different approach, but I can see how much power can still come out of it.
Yeah, you know, obviously the Kraken Slayer was like what the original item that you would go is like Borg in the Kraken Slayer, and that was the original. But then people quickly realized just how strong Divine Slender was. Obviously, it being taken on Ezreal, and now Adrian about to find out what happens when you walk up into a jungle with no vision. He's very low. He's trying to turn around. He's going to have to flash again. Lotus Blossom now also was making his way over. He's gonna have to burn a flash, and topside is another fight as well. The Meroveth is already kicking in, but you can see it really doesn't do much. And out of all of that, you get the support flash and you get the jungler flash, and I mean, just chaos. As sadly the kill couldn't go over thanks to a good stun from Atron.
Yeah, it's gonna be just an exchange of flashes, a jungle for a support, which I believe is pretty worth in the case for the side of Yami at Poncho. Not having your support flash is going to be pretty sad, all in doubts, because you can't really look for an engage early on. But speaking of engage, we do see Metashift trying to get in there, but nice done on that. I actually did not learn Gwen's abilities, but using that little invulnerability shroud that she has in order to stop that E damage from Metashift.
I want to say it's called Hollowed Mist. I could be
like
wrong on that,
yeah,
but it sounds very right for
also,
what it
but
is.
It also sounds very much like Senna's abilities, you know?
It does.
Yeah.
It does sound very similar. But I mean, both are technically from like the same area, kind of, sort of. Not really.
Hours. Well, yes, actually,
Yes,
very much. They're from the same place.
Yeah. Well, Banana Bottle is feeling confident. He walks straight at the Duckster and ends up having a bomb on him. So potion popped, and we do see now the first support items coming out, being quite useful. Lotus Blossom being able to roam and not even having to be afraid that Archie's is down towards the bot side, and well, they have to be careful. Banana Bottle has to be careful in particular, and well. Yep, there's the flash. Now Dark History is the one who has to be careful. The teleport does come out, but Arch is gonna be able to get away just simply thanks to the Goto Lantern. Actually, with a flash from, or a teleport from Metashift, so. Oh, and snipe. I honestly did not pay attention to that, so good snipe by Dark History, while Domino is having a good old fight with the volley. I think we both know how this is going to end. And, well, Dark History is about to be ended. Dark History going to go down. Gwen ends up surviving somehow, and now Banana Bottle will go down. Now she finally dies. It takes a while, but double kill for the Tristana, and a single kill for the Volibear. Gets his vengeance on the Gwen.
Yeah, able to get a little bit of something out of the map somewhere else at the very least. His bot lane unfortunately did die. Dark History, Banana Bottle did pay for that, but Atronauts need to be careful here. Even though you have a little bit of lane prio, you have to be careful. You're currently surrounded.
Yeah, there's no way of escape for him, especially since it's a Scion, and, you know, Scion doesn't do damage necessarily. He more or less stuns up. Two tanks against two people who want to do damage just does not bode well, and now Metashift also. All right, nice little dance, nice little sidestep as well. So Metashift will be just fine. Avoids the hook, and the flay doesn't really do a whole lot there.
Able to dodge away from that, keeping up his life, not having to spend any summoner spells. Not that he had any, but not going to have to spend anything to stay alive there. It seems like Dragon already has one up here, but first we have action in the top lane as well.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, Scion Train stops for no one except for Tower. But because of that, he's just fine, and the roam to top doesn't do a whole lot. Domino just, I guess, doing what Gwen does best of snipping away, right?
Yeah, you know, it's really interesting. We haven't seen a lot of Gwen in recent times. We see a lot of Lilia, funny enough, just because she has that. She does a really good job against, like, you know, tankier teams, thanks to her passive that's recently got buffed. But someone that's also really good at Tane's dominant of playing like Gwen, also a really good champion, but kind of just get outshined by how much the Lilia does as opposed to what Gwen offers. But really interesting to see how they decided to draft that, especially into the mid lane against Meta Shift. I don't know the draft order per se, seeing who, what was picked when, but at the very least, it's still pretty interesting to understand the thought process between Domino playing that Gwen mid. Whether that was like a flex thing, they were like, alright, let's send Gwen top lane, and it was like, you know what? We could send Aatrox top lane instead.
Yeah, it probably was a flex pick, but at the same time, I feel like they've realized, like, having Gwen go against Sion probably just, or not just, the Gwen, obviously. Well, Duxter's about to be taken out. Gonna flash, but the autos follow, and it's a shutdown for the Lulu, along with some assistance from a Super Mega That's Rocket. So, very nicely done, as I guess just too much disrespect by Duxter. He didn't even try and flash the ultimate, so yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of respect. Didn't see the ultimate coming necessarily.
No, okay, well, Lord Blossom just said, anything you could do, I can do better. And he goes down as well. Both the ADC and support end up dying, and what looked like a very nice beginning is slowly starting to fade away. Still a 1k gold lead, and could be a lot more as Aatrox is here hovering around, but Domino, I think, suspects something. Oh, maybe not.
He's at least letting the wave push in, not necessarily expecting the gank, but I think he's too far under tower in order to really make a difference on that end. Aatrox not having the Stormbringer in order to bring down that tower in order to go for a tower dive like that if Metashift lands the stun. But in any case here, we do see Lotus Blossom now over into the mid lane. And roaming on over here, seeing what else can he do. So far the game has slowed down just a little bit. There was a lot of fighting earlier on, but now we're slowing down once we get into this little bit of a mid game here. Still a wet noodle fight up in the top lane. Duxter just really not respecting Dark History or the tower, just going ahead and take a tower shot and a W on his way out.
Yeah, one thing that I've kind of realized that we're sleeping on is the Sion up top. He's doing very well on CS. Like, even though it looked like a very bad gank that could put him behind, that didn't work a whole lot. Obviously, first tower goes over to Poncho, who had the Herald, and obviously the tower buster herself, Tristana. But I gotta give credit where credit is due. JJ is doing very well on CS, even against Aatrox, who can be pretty harassing.
Yeah, I mean, this is a weak-sided top laner. Sion is typically not necessarily the strongest when it comes to some lane bullies such as Aatrox, someone who's as mobile as him. So it's pretty good that he is able to stay out on CS, pretty on par with the other solo laner, and then as well as bot lane as well. So nicely done on that front. We'll have to see how much impact that will actually have once we go into the more mid game where everyone's going off into other lanes, which should be around now. We're transitioning completely over from early game to mid game, where now everyone's going to go into other lanes. It'll be interesting to see how well does JJ really do against the rest of this map here, since you have a lot of AP threats coming out from Gwen, but not a lot of magic resist in order to deal with something like that.
Yeah, and obviously Gwen already being respected since she has the Riftmaker, and obviously Aatrox and Viego all have certain abilities that can help them lifesteal or just really help them with staying alive. The Bramble Vest being put out first by both Aatrox and by JJ, and well, Domino. All right, he points out the flash from Metashift, who respects the living daylight out of Domino, and has even some reinforcements, although they do know that the volley is down there, so could potentially be maybe a bait here from what it looks like.
Potentially. We'll have to see how it turns
out. Metashift does not have flash anymore. The wall did not do a whole lot, but because volley is there, it just means that they'll be just fine and safe. A fight over the blue buff, over the Ocean Drake, going into take part here as they do have to be careful. There is still a train that can be brought down. Obviously, he's already on his way down. He's just waiting for a fight.
Ulti is available from the Scion. He looks like he's going to defend a little bit of his mid lane tower, but we'll have to see if there's a fight going to be breaking out soon here. Do you see that banana bottle is a really good sort of zoning tool right here to lone Lulu just walking up at your entire enemy team, and they're all backing away.
Wait, Arceus is back there. I don't know if they... No, he steals away the Ocean Drake. And now the fight ensues. Savage, to me, looks like he might just be the sacrificial lamb, but instead they continue to fight. Atronoc ends up going in with the Stormbringer. He'll be taken down, however, by Duckster. And now the fight continues, but the rest of the team decides to back away. It is just safer. No Super Ultra Mega Death Rocket available. Means that the fight will cease to continue. And the Ocean Drake is the prize, along with a big old cuddly teddy bear. Uh-oh. Okay.
We do see...
Banana Bottle almost ruined that.
We do see 4 people bot lane. They don't have the Volibear available to drop down his Stormbringer. He already used it earlier on in the fight, but they do look like they're trying to grab another kill there. Ooh, living on a sliver of HP there. Savage 2 to B will be living out on a little tea of health. Just a little bit of that while we're seeing the Viego also pushing out this mid lane here, trying to get a little bit of counter pressure around the map. Going to be nice for his team in order to try to relieve a little bit of that, especially since they are able to grab that Ocean Drake. They have a little bit extra lane sustain against all of these champions, which granted, they do see 2 Bramble Vests have already been completed by over on the Vengeance side. So it'll be a little bit less, but in any case here, Ocean Drake will be nonetheless appreciated, not putting Vengeance on that soul point in order to be getting that, Ocean Drake, Ocean Soul, which is a very, very good buff for your team. So putting that a little bit of a delay on there buys you a little bit extra time, not really propelling Vengeance into any sort of lead that they don't want.
Yeah, I mean, obviously having the Bramble Vest is very nice. It does slow down their healing just a little bit, but I mean, we still saw like Savage should have healed up a lot in that fight, thanks to the Gore Drinker, and obviously having the World Ender up and ready, so he was able to escape. It looked like one death could possibly be gained, but nothing really happened there. And now you do see just what happens. Savage should gets away. They're able to take out Volley, who really pushed there, and now it's a 3k gold, or I guess technically a 2k gold lead. And Banana Bottle having no flash. Should be careful. There is still a Gwen, and Domino might have just baited herself there, but actually no, she'll just be fine. Lantern's away. Gotta say, Lotus Blossom's lanterns have been like pretty on point.
Pretty good lanterns indeed. Hooks maybe need a little help with that one after seeing that, plus the play. Banana Bottle just juking out Lotus Blossom just in his first few minutes, but here comes the train, and he hits the tower. And
yep, no pain train.
And the tower's gone. Oh, it's all falling apart. Oh, JJ, you gotta run. You gotta run there, buddy.
Yeah, that's how you know it's like this is a rough day. Like you're like, oh yes, you juked the living hell out of that one. But now what? Well, I guess the best thing about it is that Arch just has to try and run away. He still has his flash available. Has decided not to use it. Has his teammates to help back him up there. Savage should be even just kind of putting himself at risk, staying alive for a while, but now the rest of the fight continues. Atronoc going to use his ultimate, but the Stormbringer and the Wild Growth not going to be enough. He goes down, and now here comes the rest of the team. 3-man flay. Archie gets slayed. Banana Bottle, but the Jinx is still alive. Jinx is spraying down. Domino didn't even realize that the Jinx was doing so much damage to him there. Archie is trying to come in to help save the day. He's going to help take out Dark History. And now it's Savage to be Domino and Duckster getting the clean ace at the end of the day. But it was Lotus Blossom who really was there to make sure the fight continued and ended as a win.
Yeah, it was a really great play coming out of Lotus Blossom, really keeping the rest of the members from Vengeance from escaping there. They got him in a pretty good position. That choke point is really hard to back out of from, especially because of that little extra wall. Mason, so you have to go around it before you can actually escape there. So using that 2-day advantage, getting around there, or really keep them within the attack range of Duckster, who were able to get quite a bit of kills. Arceus almost able to actually survive that as well. He was trying to take the Atronaut's soul so that he can become him, get a nice heal out of it, but unfortunately does fall down to that. But now we're looking at the Ocean Drake. It's starting up here. That sense already started.
Yep, and here comes the rest of the fight. Banana Bottle already having to use the Wild Growth, but it doesn't matter because the one he used it on is already down. Now Atronaut will fall. Banana Bottle's the next to fall down. You go up, or you come up, you go right back down, and Honchos take the Ocean Drake and immediately start to ping the Baron.
Yeah, Baron's pretty good call here. You have a Sitz and one Tristana do a bunch of damage. Savage to be knows that he doesn't need to be there necessarily. He's just gonna finish pushing out that mid tower as they walk their way there. It's not gonna be an easy contest coming out from Vengeance, especially since they don't have their jungler, but maybe they can buy themselves a little bit more time. JJ is maybe looking for something, but he has to be careful here. Gwen does quite a bit of damage. Look at his health, just instantly demolished out of those 1,000 cuts passive alongside of the true damage part of the scissors.
Yeah, and Dark History didn't even try to attempt to steal with the ultimate of Jinx, so just kind of decide, forfeiting it is not as bad. We can still kind of hold off on our own. We just got to kind of scale up. I think that's the mindset right now as Vengeance, and that's the kind of mindset you should. You need to keep your Jinx alive. I really feel like Banana Bottle, even though he's doing a very good job, I feel like the Wild Growths have not been on the most precise of targets. Atronaut, when he goes in, he's kind of just been in and then immediately has like 0 health. The last ultimate kind of was just as a way to just keep an ally alive before the fight truly took place. Although I feel like the main focus of the Wild Growth has to be onto Dark History, who we saw in the last fight. He almost took out Domino. And if it wasn't for the W, then Domino would have gone down, and who knows how the rest of the... Or I guess technically the rest of the fight would have still been the same, but Dark History would have been sitting a lot prettier. Or Dark History would be sitting a lot prettier. And we would be talking about just a little bit more different stuff, but no Wild Growth on Jinx throughout most of the match.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, having a Wild Growth on your front laner is not necessarily a bad thing either. You get a little bit of a knock-up for extra CC to keep the front line alive. And in some instances, keeping the front line alive does a lot more than just giving it onto your ADC by giving them a little bit of a health boost, in a sense. Maybe if they has Assassin on top, I'm sure I could see that as well, but we'll have to
Yeah.
1,000 cuts.
Welcome to Gwen gameplay.
Yeah, 5-1 Gwen now, so pretty strong person, has Nashers, has the Riftmakers, already doing tons of damage thanks to those scissors, and 1,000 cuts. So, going to be an interesting game to see how can Vengeance get really back into this here. I don't think the Scion has been necessarily the most useful. He hasn't really hit a lot of people with his ultimate. The knock-up part, at the very least, he's really just been stuck trying to deal with the Savage 2B and then use his ulti to kind of rotate, but doesn't get the knock-up on anyone either, nor the damage. So it'll be interesting to see how they're going to try to pilot the rest of this game here, and maybe focus up a little bit, try to peel for the Jinx, let her do all her damage, even though she's not at her 300 power spike yet.
Well, JJ having to flash away will get the shield from Banana Bottle, so he'll be just fine. Does have to use the flash as well. That's probably something that he definitely wanted to hold on to, but that's just fine. But something we didn't talk about throughout that entirety of it was just that they were being choked out in a 1-3-1 that entire time. Domino just fine since Arceus is there and saw Savage 2 to be on a roam or on a rotation over. But that 1-3-1 was very crucial. You could see Archie's just sliding over just ever so barely, threatening like, hey, if you're gonna go onto Domino, we will force a fight right here and right now. And every time you could see like they're like, all right, do we take it? Nah, we can't really do that. We don't want to try and fight Fed, Viego, and Gwen. All right, let's head back to the mid lane, try and hold that tower. And it's a Tristana. If we walk up, we're gonna get poked down. All right, let's head back over. They were so confused on what to do just because of how strong these laners are, and it's just a small choke that was being squeezed tighter and tighter, and because of that, they lose the bottom lane inhibitor and the bottom lane turret, and also the mid lane inhibitor turret. So you can see just how much pressure can be applied if there's like, you know, just a right kind of plan being forced there. And well, they're kind of now just surrendering a third Ocean Dragon. That's not what you want to do.
Yeah, but you kind of have to do that. You don't have a team comp. It really works amazingly until you get everyone in at their power points right now. Especially since you see that Volibear opted in to go for a take.
Oh, but we might not even need to have it. That is a great flash, great hook by Loaded Blossom. Immediately says, let's go, guys. It's time to end this game. We're going to end it just as fast as it was starting. Archie's is looking for the kill. Almost ends up getting Dark History there, but instead they're going to take down the Volibear. No, actually, the Volibear will be just fine using the ultimate. But my goodness, you could tell Loaded Blossom just like, all right, it's been a long day. I haven't hit a lot of hooks. Let's hit the main ones that count now. Two-man play this time. Savage to the V takes out Dark History, and the rest of the team starts to fall slowly as they're being forced to retreat. And seems like actually, out of respect, so will Poncho.
Yeah, Poncho will be backing off here. They know they're pretty strong here. But not a lot of CC once the Thresh goes down. The only one you can really reliably rely on is going to be Savage to B thanks to those Qs, but even those are pretty hard to hit alongside the Viego's W as well. But in any case, just going to be relaxing a little bit, not really going to be worried about that. You're strong right now. You have a solid 12k gold lead, 11k gold lead, and that's a lot of stats. So you have 3 items ahead of them, plus a little extra worth of stats, a little bit of passes, where how much ever they give you. But in any case, still a lot to worry about over on the side of Vengeance. You're down a lot of power. Jeans hasn't hit a 3-item power spike yet, even opted in for the rapid fire cannon to stay alive a little bit better into these team fights. You see our Archona playing for that Frostfire instead of going for the Divine Thunder that we more typically see on the Volibears, just to deal with like tankier units, but no real tankier units over on Poncho's side other than RGS and Savage to the B. You don't really have too many tanky units, but I would still say Divine Thunder would be a little bit more to play rather than this Frostfire. Deal a little damage, help you deal with things, but the Baron has been starting to hear by. You had me at Poncho, can't. Will they go for any sort of contest? They're kind of delaying it right now. Not exactly pulling the trigger. We'll have to see.
Well, Dark History almost ends up going down. In goes the Thresh. He stays alive for a long time. Banana Bottle ends up going down. Here's a Psy beside. You do no damage. They're not afraid of you. Aatrox is going to go down as well. The Jinx is getting manhandled by the Aatrox. Who would have seen that one coming? Aatrox has a triple kill. He won't get the quadra, but he will get the end of the game as they dominate with a Baron that looked like it was going to be potentially taken or stolen, and just go ahead and end it.
Looks like this is going to be the first game before you had me at Poncho. Congratulations on that front in this series. So you guys are going to be taking that one with a commanding 13k gold lead, solid in your favor. Didn't even finish up the Baron. You were like, yeah, you know what? We could go for Baron and just push to end, but now let's go for a fight. Lotus Blossom landing a death sentence, following that into a fight. Banana Bottle only able to really get off a Wild Growth on a Dark History, and that only did so much against Savage to the B, just on top of the Jinx. Really dishing out really good damage, and really pushing for just a really clean win for themselves. Not a single person lost in that last team fight, and yeah, giving them their first win.
Yep, the first win of the day, and we will be seeing the next game coming up very soon between these two teams. So do not go anywhere, guys. We will be right back.
Hello, hello. Well, let me turn down that music there and let's just jump right into it. We're back at it with Vengeance versus Poncho. You want to go ahead and introduce this blue side to us, Ami?
Yes, on the blue side, we do have Vengeance Gaming this time taking that. We have JJ, all these numbers, as the Malphite top. We have Atronach as the Viego? Yeah, Viego jungler.
Yeah.
Metashift is playing the Annie in the mid lane, and Dark History and Banana Bottle going the very toxic Caitlyn and Xerath ADC support.
Yeah, well, I'm betting that's going to be a lethality Caitlyn and Lotus Blossom and EFAM probably not going to enjoy this. But speaking of them, how about we introduce the red side? You had me at Poncho. We have Savage to the B playing the Camille in the top lane, RTS in the jungle playing the Shaco. And this time around, we're not going to have the Gwen. Whoever played Gwen, I honestly cannot remember who was the Gwen, the name. I apologize for that, but we're going to have Duster filling in for that role in the mid lane playing Akshan. As he says in the chat, Duster, the perks of GRLCS, multi-role mastermind? Perhaps. Where we're seeing him in the mid lane, while we see Lotus Blossom, instead of going the support role, and this time going to be playing that Ruination Draven as the ADC with EFAM as the support, playing Soraka.
Yeah, and I think it's like something Nope. I 100% cannot remember.
Domino.
Nope. Yeah. There we go. Domino. We apologize, Domino, if you're watching this and we forgot you. You did great on the Gwen. We just are terrible with names.
Absolutely. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting game here. We're going to see yet another Akshan mid. Previously, actually, this week, we saw an Akshan in the bot lane played with a Braum. Didn't necessarily go out great because you had to face yourself against a Ashe and Nautilus, which was a really hard combo, but I mean, they still ended up winning out that game somehow. So I'll be interested to see how Duster pilots this Akshan in the mid lane. where he's more intended to go, but nothing's necessarily stopping him from going bot lane. With that said,
And I do not recall. Is this the patch where Draven's
this should be
ultimate is
yes.
now the execute?
Yes,
All right,
this is
so
the current patch.
all right, so to those who don't know, Draven's ultimate did end up getting changed. The amount of what was it? Adoration? Adoration that Draven has. If you are below that amount, you will be executed immediately.
Yeah,
Take that as you will.
If you get hit by the ult, if the ulti would leave you at health below adoration stacks, it would execute you, which thematically is actually a really cool ulti. In actuality, it rewards pretty safe Draven players actually. If you play safe and you just haven't gotten a kill as Draven, and that first payout is going to be huge on you now. But realistically, I don't think that's changing too much here. Duckster already having to burn his flash in mid lane with Atronach just showing up here, so he needs to be careful. We saw what happened previously to Meta Shift, who used his flash early. Don't want to be in the same situation as that, but now we're going to be seeing possibly a little fight up here. You got to be careful when you take the Scuttle Crab, but you don't have to let it. Cryo, nice hook shot by Duster. Million damage. Gotta love to see it. Not really, but you know.
That was mainly set up by Savage, who used the hook shot and the flash, and Lotus Blossom on a chase.
Yeah, he's looking for a kill. You know, if he had his ulti there, it would have been a kill. They couldn't execute. Ooh, it's Sauce coming out of nowhere. Can we get a kill? There it is. Lotus Blossom finally cashes out early on into the game, but nonetheless, cashes out on the money for the adoration stacks. Only using like every summoner in their kit, but while in the top lane, Savage should beat. Ooh, really abusing on JJ as well. They're already burning out that flash. Not going to get the kill. I don't think so. At least I don't think Corrupting Pod's that strong, at the very least. But still going to be having to force out the TP at the very least because the wave is already undertowered.
Yep, and well, Banana Bottle is very close to dying here, and Lotus has no mana, but he's just fine. Atronach doesn't have his flash at all, so miss stun means he's just fine. Obviously, Archie's just gonna do what a Heiko does best, just bully the mid laner who has no mana. But what were you talking about? The flash by Savage previously, right? So, Savage flashed over the wall to get the stun onto, to get the stun onto Atronach there, and that was big. That was major key to really being able to take down Atronach. Obviously, as you said, the hookshot was great as well by Duckster, or not the hookshot, but whatever. Duckster was there. Everyone was there. They were able to help confirm that kill, and because of it, you see the Negatron cloak being the first item, so probably a Wit's End going to be built on Duckster as a respect to LRQ Annie with the Dark Seal.
And to be fair, Wit's End also just still a pretty good item. They did nerf it quite a bit, but regardless, it's still a nice chunk of stats whenever you do build that. So Duckster not going to be hurting that bad building a Wit's End first, to be fair.
Yeah, he will be just fine. I mean, it's great as well because now it nullifies the damage on, like, say, if Malphite were to come down or TP or something like that. Well, Flash forward coming out from Meta Shift, but I mean, you don't even have your jungler there, so because Duckster can just be a superhero and glide away like such a skilled man, he's just fine, but you can see they are scheming to try and maybe take out the mid laner with no flash.
Perhaps they are looking to try for it, but not having flashes on either the mid laner or jungler, it's going to make it quite hard in order to do that, especially now that Duckster has his ulti as well, so he can even get a return kill if they botch up the dive too much. So it's like Atronach will be returning to his own jungle because of it.
Yeah, I thought we were going to see a Hextech Ultimatum there by Savage to really lock down the Malphite and then take him out. I guess he was just out of range because it looked like they were really pushing for it for that time there until they just kind of gave up and said, "All right, let's just go ahead, start from scratch, send you back down for a dragon contest potentially."
Potentially. But, you know, looking at their team, I was talking about Hookshot, and I forgot. That's Camille's ability. We have
Yes.
Duster playing the Auction. That's Heroic Swing. Can we make a team full of, like, grappling hooks sort of, like, thing? We have 3 champions, at the very least, that does something similar. You know, we have the Hookshot from Camille, we have the Heroic Swing from Duster, and then we have the Dredge line coming out from Nautilus. Is there more champions that just has more swinging abilities and just make a full rope
Right.
swinging team? But you have to hit a champion for that one. You know,
That's
with
true.
Hookshot, you don't hit any champions until you dash to them, and then Duster is the same thing. So, can we make a team that just grapples around walls and dashes everywhere?
That would be pretty cool. Well, the Rocket has to be very careful now. Just going to back
Ooh,
away. Dark History does have 6. I think they got
just hit sits.
Vision.
He just hit sits, actually.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, with the wave that he pushed out, he just got sits. I was watching it as they were going to, so did not able to get the kill onto the... They tried killing the wave faster, so then Dark History gets 6, but fortunately, EFAM was able to get out of there beforehand.
Yeah, and I was really thinking like there'd be the Ace in the Hole coming out from Dark History to try and kill EFAM, but I guess because it is a Raka and there's also a Shaco in the area, they decided, all right, you're probably gonna get feared if you try to go for the Ace in the Hole since it's like a sentry to try and load up the single shot. Let's not do it. Oh,
Ooh, the unstoppable force coming out from JJ. Look on the kill for Savage 2B, and H-Knoth was able to get that with a nice little pokey poke from the Blade King there. So nicely done on that front. Able to pick up the kill. He only has boots right now, so
uh-oh.
he needs to be careful, but it looks like he's just going to get ganked up. And here comes the revive. Savage 2B brings back, or is brought back by Dutster, and able to get a little extra gold thanks to that. And Rome has not gone to waste either. He was able to catch up this mid wave, let this shove in, go ahead and get a back off, and then look for his next item to go into this Wit's End.
Yeah, and really, it's a good job. They're just waiting in that small area where Atrodark has no idea that they're there until Duxter finally reveals. He tries to run away, gets caught in the box, turns back around. There's just a scary clown in front of your face. Nothing much you can do after that.
Very unfortunate on that one, but we'll have to see. Lotus Blossom not really doing anything with the lead he got in this early game, but hey, look, he is 20 CS up against Dark History right now, so I'm sure he's not complaining. He's just building up stacks, so then whenever he uses ulti, the execute will go off, and it just feels even more amazing in order to get your second cash out. But for now, I'm just gonna be chilling a little bit here. Not too much of a lead generated for either side. At this point, at the very least, here it's still pretty into the early game. Ooh, Duster going to get engaged on by Metashift. Metashift goes for a little bit of a return, dropping down the Tibbers and the Ignite, but unable to pick up the kill just yet. So Duster able to get the Ignite out, but he has to be careful. Flash is available soon as well, so he could go in for another engage. But Arceus also here in the mid lane to prevent anything of the sort.
Yeah, and immediately they kind of spot out Atronach, and you can see the Shago now on the hunt for Atronach. He does have the level lead, and he does have Duxter there. Atronach not even respecting it. He's going to be forced to try and flash away, but instead he's going to be executed by the ultra from Duxter.
Yeah.
And, well, at the backside we did have another one.
And the Muppets able to pick up that one, but in the bot lane we've seen Banana Bottle able to get a good stun W onto Lotus Blossom, but have to flash away there and burn to heal in order to survive. He doesn't want to die because he has a lot of adjuration stats, and you lose 75% of your stats if you die. As Draven, don't want to do that. Every death is very, very sad whenever you're playing Draven. You have a lot of stacks. But Savage to be.
Yeah.
Oh, he's actually getting engaged on by JJ now, using Unstoppable Force in order to get quite a bit of that. Arceus also here, but using his clone. Which one's the real one? Going on the Banana Bottle now. Got the Ignite down. Arceus, here he comes. Get the Spear off. Can they do anything else? Dutster doesn't have to come up. It's not going to be able to looking for anything further, but he has to be careful. There's a Viego in that bush. And, ooh, so close on all fronts. Lotus Blossom doesn't have the ulti in order to pop it. I'm sure he has enough Adoration sets to kill Dark History right now, or at the very least Banana Bottle, but no ulti available, no Whirling Death.
Yeah, so much chaos happening down there, obviously. Both teams kind of flirting with death there, but no one really dies. Duckster almost giving a free kill over even after seeing the mist come up from Atronach. And, I mean, Atronach almost had it. You could tell they were like, all right, just one more onto one of these guys. Especially this actually, I mean, you want him dead. That's a nice shutdown to get onto either the Caitlyn or onto the Viego. And it is Gale Force, no lethality. Caitlyn, it is just going to be normal one. But
unfortunately, it is just going to be normal Caitlyn. I thought they were just going to go for super toxic bot lane where I just outrange you to death.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like into this kind of matchup, I think it just makes a little more sense, a lot more damage, more mid-game pressure, or more early-game pressure to really dish out damage, Banana Bottle, and Dark History. I mean, you land a stun, you put the trap down, that's pretty much a guaranteed kill right there.
Yeah, but not going for the lethality. It looks like Dark History is just going to get engaged on. He stepped up a little too far forward, and Arceus is able to pick up the kill there. Thanks to a little... I think that was his E that finished off the kill. I don't think I saw a smite, but it's very possible I did. Or there was a smite and I just did not see it. Arceus also looking for maybe something else in this bot lane. He doesn't have to Rip Herald or anything like that in order to help the dive, but I mean, if we just have enough damage, then it will just be quite the same, especially Lotus Blossom with the Whirling Death available. I just really want to see it execute from the Whirling Death at this point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I want to see it happen. Obviously, Viego is topside, and they're trying to make it happen down here.
Yeah, they are trying it. Getting him quite low. Here comes executed, able to get a nice spot plus 545 gold is what I think I saw.
Yes.
So good pocket change for him. He has the Immortal Shield build as well. So going for quite a bit of lifesteal on this build. I saw previously there's a Draven build that's going around that's Eclipse Collector, Essence Reaver into IE. Very interesting build where you go for half crit, half lethality. A lot of penetration on that one. To deal with like a Malphite, still works pretty well. But in any case, still going to be having a lot of damage going for the regular crit build. Especially once he builds that LDR as well. Lotus Blossom able to pick up that first tower gold. But now Duster in the mid lane taking quite a bit of damage. Can he get out? No! It looks like it's going to be... Oh, what is Viego's ulti? Heartbreaker. Ah, right, because he's a Sin. Oh, wait, I can't say that. Because he is a Starstruck lover, just like how JJ just going to be striking down on Savage to the B in the top lane.
Yep. Well, Arceus.
Oh no!
What a cheeky move!
Oh no!
Oh
no! Now Arceus also, maybe he's looking for another go over in the banana, but he's just gonna back off there. Doesn't want to push it too far. He's 3-0. He wants to keep that very nice score line.
Yeah, I think he might have forgotten that he had Light Andrews, because Light Andrews finished it up after his Ignite ticked off. So I mean, both just stacking on top of each other. I guess it's annoying. That just like that Shaco box there, Banana Bottle very annoyed by that, having to pop his potion immediately.
Very annoying indeed. But right now, I gotta say, you have me at Poncho doing a pretty good job into this game. You're sitting at a solid, what is it, 2.5? 2.5? Yeah.
It is 2.3.
Yeah,
2.3.
So, 2K gold lead.
Yeah, we'll say 2K gold lead. 2.25. 2.25.
Yeah, we're just rounding down. It's 2K gold lead. Not exactly a full item, but still quite a bit of stats there. Especially because a lot of that gold is focused over onto the Shaco and the Draven as well. Dutster even has quite a bit of money from that. One of his kills was at least the scoundrel. I don't believe the second one was Duster. Ooh, gotta be careful. He's getting engaged on right now. He's using the heroic swing. Wow, he just does a lot of damage. It did not matter. And also Atronach having the Gale Force as well. Very interesting. I haven't seen that build at Furies. I've seen Kraken Slayer and I've seen Fine Sunderer, but the Gale Force is an interesting pickup as well. Still goes for that sort of attack speed sort of build that Viego kind of likes, but going for a lot more mobility with the Gale Force. Interesting theory craft. I don't know. Maybe I'll look into that later. I don't know. It's like a little bit of both worlds, but you don't get the feeling out of either.
Yeah, I'll be honest, Chief. I think if he has a different mythic, he more than likely kills.
I don't know.
Like,
Duster does a lot of
condescending maybe, but I mean, that's just true. Artie's in an interesting spot here.
Duster is gonna get hit by a lot. Ooh, Art's right to the Arcane, gonna be doing a lot of damage, but it looks like Arch is able to pick up a kill. Hey, it's that Gale Force damage. Baby, able to get kill over on Archie, get a nice shutdown for himself. Duster gonna get slowed by that cheese wheel, and JJ is looking for an ulti. He finds one over onto the support of EFAM, but Nampado pushed up too far, so he's getting comeuppance down by the Duster as well. Dark History Metaship gonna be backing away, but can they get it? Oh, there we go! Another execute! This is what I'm waiting for! Yeah. He also has a collector now, so that's even more money in this pocket as well. With each kill, another whirling death collected. But Savage should be going to hookshot into a pretty scary situation. Gonna have to pop the ulti from EFAM in order to survive that. But no mid lane tower given up. But we'll have to see what does Yadnia Poncho plan on doing next.
Yeah, that was actually just a normal heal from the Raka. Ironically enough, that was just a normal Raka ability. The Wish was used earlier to try and save Archie's and Duster, which was more of a task fail successfully since, saved Duster. Archie still died, unfortunately. But I mean, overall, when you look at that fight, it's scrappy. You had Savage to the B, who was really separating the Annie and the Caitlyn, and because of that, you saw JJ was trying to fight basically on all fronts along with Atronach, and or not Atronach, but like you just see him trying to fight it. Uh-oh.
Yeah, but a little step too far forward, it's going to be quite scary dealing with a Camille who can just hookshot your way right on top of you. They possibly thought they could saw his kill there, but unfortunately did not. Sending in the Arceus clone in order to see if he can get any good fears off. Unfortunately, nothing of the sort just yet.
Yeah, and I mean, they also had to back off because JJ was making his way down. I don't know if they may have seen him or not. It doesn't seem like they did, but they probably were just like, all right, someone's missing for just a little too long. It's probably best to just back away, especially since the Savage was pretty low there. And the Gale Force still being up just means that more time being bought out for the tower to really kill him.
Ship kind of looking for Arceus, but unable to find them thanks to the nice invisibility that Shaco has. Drake has spawned up here for the Rift. It's going to be mounted for this time around. They're looking for a kill as well, able to get that 3-pack passive over on the Metaship, but no kill given up just yet. We're looking for the Drake now, though.
Yeah, and I mean, if you are the side of Vengeance, you kind of just have to give it up. Did he just walk through a box?
Yeah, he was invisible. Bots can't see.
Yeah. Bots can't see you, but Duster definitely can if you walk into a box.
Yeah, the second bots did see you because you were not
second
in your
box.
Eve. The mist only reveals if it's a champion nearby or if it's a ward, like a control ward. I'm pretty sure, because you're camouflaged in there. So the bots isn't going to be able to save you, or be able to see you and hit that first sphere. That's how he walked through the first one.
Did you see that grappling hook?
Yeah, that was his recall animation. Every animation has to go up somewhere, but it can't just go infinitely up. Or else we'll see it top lane, and we're just trying to watch them play. Or do a little wet needle fight right now. Seeing the Headstack Ultimatum already popped by Savage to the beat are looking to see if they can burn down this tank. He's so tanky. He's not getting. Oh well, he's getting pretty far away from them. But the seismic shard is able to give him that extra movement speed in order to really stay far away. You now see Banana
No,
in the
that, but
bottle.
Ducks are slow. Like, Duckster wasn't his W that entire time. He's just like, he's walking towards us, basically.
Very slowly, we're seeing that's a good use of the unstoppable force in order to survive. That's gonna let Banana Bottle eat all of that for him. Whether or not he liked it or wanted to or not, he's eating all of that. Doesn't want to get executed. And give another kill over to Duckster, who's already 5-1. 2 items, very strong at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, he's showing, like, he has pretty good prowess on both the bot lane as an ADC and as a mid laner. I mean, he's been playing very well. Obviously, there was the one death, and, he has a small mistake of being up too much of. Well, talk about being up too much.
Yeah, the shift, that didn't seem, a lot of people, I gotta say, do not like playing against the Shaco. That's why I felt even getting a control ward doesn't necessarily save you. You have to ward up preemptively, seeing where he would come in from. And Metashift, unfortunately, paid the price for that, and RTS able to grab another kill, putting himself also up at 5-1. So, really threatening team coming out from You Had Me at Poncho here. 6k gold lead in their favor, and they have 2 ADCs, so their scaling is not slowing down at all.
Yeah, in fact, it's actually going a lot faster to the point where it's almost a point of no return because of the fact that it is, as you said, the 2 ADCs, and not only that, but the Viego now getting collapsed on. There's 3 members.
Yeah, he thought he found a pick himself, but he didn't realize all the members around him. So unfortunately, Ishinaki is going to be falling down yet again. I guess he's just in the wrong jungle. RTS decided that this was his jungle. Look at all the number of wards and bots is all around. Really making sure it's like, we know who's coming in, and you're going to regret coming in.
Yeah, and every time they want to try and make a play, it feels like there's just a 1-2 punch being put back. Yeah, well, Duckster.
Now, ooh, great ultimate coming out from JJ in order to stop Duster from getting that heroic swing off. Now RTS, can he get the kill? He does pop. He does get a Dark Harvest proc at the very least from his ulti. But I don't think the Landry is going to finish off the kill there, unfortunately. Dark History is just going to walk back to base. Very close on that end, but so sad. Not able to pick up the kill. JJ halfway to his ulti, so he might be looking for something in the mid lane, but in case the engage is going to stop for the meantime. While we have Drake spawning up here in a minute, and Baron already up on the map. We're clearing out all these wards from the jungle, trying to take it back from Arceus.
Yeah, I mean, you just see Arceus just running away at the speed of sound. I mean, he was so quick, just making his way through, just don't mind me, just a one little shake go.
See if he can try to bait someone. He has another bot, he has EFAM over there, and now he's over in this bush. Looking to see, can he do anything? Spotting it out. I can't, honestly, I can't tell which one's the real one on RTS from the spectator cam. It looks about the same. But I'm imagining he was the one in the bush, and then the clone is over in the mid lane right now getting beat down by a couple minions. Metashift obviously not getting fooled by it, but seeing the third sweeper over onto Vengeance side, they're looking to see if they can grab him, or at least make sure they take the blue buff. They don't want RTS coming in, smite it, and then just walk on out.
Yep.
Quite a bit of damage coming out onto Banana Bottle, but no kill given up just yet.
Yeah, and we were talking about just how that's a like I'm a just all F9. Like, that's so raging inducing.
What's all F9? In any case, Metashift's just gonna get blown up by RTS right now.
F9.
Huh?
It's all F9. Have you never heard of it?
No.
Oh, come on. It's like all F4, but like even worse. It just blows up your computer.
Never heard of that one, but to come up, it's not going to be connecting thanks to Savage to be able to pick up the kill on Banana Bottle. Now EFAM just zoning off a little bit here. H-Knock using his miss to see if he can maybe divert enemy team a little bit as he makes his getaway. But now we're in a 3v5 situation. Archeus had it already back JJ half health, half HP. He doesn't have the unstoppable force, but it's coming up soon. And with how much Poncho is just grouping up to get you together, you really think, you know, you think they would have a little bit more fear, but none in their eyes. They see the Malphite and they're like, he doesn't have ulti. It'll be fine. And he does it, so you're fine.
Yeah. And I mean, this is how you know it's dumb, because you have two ADCs and a Raka just taking on Baron on their own, and they're just perfectly a-okay.
Archie is finally joining them to make sure they get the smite secure and a nice 5-man Baron buff. While Savage to be is going to be splitting off because, golly, he's a threat. Look at that damage over Bishop. He's just getting run down, having to burn the tippers, but he needs to be careful. Another hook shot jumping onto Metaship is just going to spell doom to him. It looks like he's just going to fake him out at the very least and just go back onto the tippers. But Savage should be, yep, just going to get a full-on recall here, grab his Starets gauge on a 200 power spike, which considerably is less impressive when you consider everyone else on his team, where you've seen the ADC 300 power spike thanks to his farming so well. Your jungler 300 power spike because he's 7-1, and Akshan, well, he's getting there. He's like the middle ground. He doesn't have as many kills as Arceus, but he also has really good farm. So wow, he's even chunking down JJ with that combo. My goodness.
Yeah, I mean, really, when you think about it, it's not too surprising because Savage to be was basically playing the weak side. Oh, what? He was playing weak side. That's diminished.
I wouldn't consider Camille weak-sided, I'll be honest, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, Camille was a weak side. Like, in theory, like, no. Like, she's 100% not, but, like, she was getting clapped. Like, that's just the fact of it. In lane, JJ was clapping it. Literally.
Dudster a little bit ambitious trying to go for that, but able to get the kill thanks to Arceus being right there. Arch the right Kane, but looks like that is going to be the Soraka ulti in their heal from across the map. Making sure that the right Kane isn't going to be killing anytime soon.
Yeah, the wish coming out to really help even more, and meta shift, Plat.
Preemptive on tippers, I like it. You know, you were trying to predict the tippers and just really outplay meta shift there, but unfortunately, just going to be using a stopwatch to stay golden on the tower. Or not stopwatch, the full zone. Yes, Archie now trying to fight Savage to B, but realizes he's at a 2-level disadvantage and not necessarily as strong as you would like to be. Oh, Atronach also dodging away from the whirling death. There's a lot of things he needs to be worried about. On the backswing of it as well. For Lotus Blossom able to pick up that kill. So that's another cash out, and he's sitting at a 700 gold bounty with how well he's farming and has all these kills as well. Jeez.
Yeah, as someone I used to watch a lot would say, there's a lot of things going on here. And nope, nice, nope, stun. I mean, that was nice.
Is that part of the quote? I don't remember that part of the quote. But Banana Bottom
yes,
just
oh, huh?
Banana Bottom just dying. Right there, thanks to the Shaco clone. A little stepping up a little too far forward on that one. Unfortunate, but it looks like this might just be a slow burnout in here. Now we're going to see a big team fight at the end. We're just trying to push in the towers here. We know we're strong enough. Atronach is in the base. He has respawned and looking to maybe make some heavy mentorship. Just can't find his way in. JJ not able to have the ulti either, but we are going to be seeing a full-on Duke out. Savage should be able to pick up 1 kill, 2 kills. Just so tanky coming out from this JJ, but he's not dead. Oh! Come up and was about to come out too. Maybe that would have been the kill, and then a revive for Lotus Blossom. The first death for Lotus Blossom. He didn't go perfect, but it's still going to be the win for You Had Me at Poncho. Congratulations to you guys winning out this series and boosting yourselves up to 2-2 and bringing down Vengeance to 2-2 alongside you. But you guys have to win over them, so congratulations.
Yeah, a very strong and dominant victory by You Had Me at Poncho. And I mean, they played both games very well. They did not, give up any lead. They didn't decide like, okay, let's go with some kind of off meta comp or something like that. They played to their strong sides, and even decided like at one point when their mid laner is gone, they're like, all right, well, we have to adapt. So let's go ahead. Let's substitute in Duckster, and Duckster performed incredibly, I'd say.
Yeah. And yeah, he played really well on that auction, similar to an ADC, but still did a really good job. He didn't necessarily get a lot of roams off, but he did rotate when his jungler needed him and provided that pressure for Arceus really well. Lotus Blossom also performed very well. I never, honestly, I haven't seen a Draven that plays so safely. Usually you see Ravens are super hyper aggressive, but now with the new ulti, it rewards you if you want to play a little bit safer, a little bit of the slow burn sort of Draven, where you're scaling up just faster than the enemy ADCs, and even farming way better. Just really well at the very least. Seeing how much he has CS wise. So congratulations over to Yami Pancho, just really strong teammates over on their team, and well, hopefully in this upcoming weeks we'll see you guys pop up a little bit more here. But for now, I've been Retsko Dragon, he's been Asami. These have been our games for tonight, and you have any words to say before we head to sign off?
Uh, Nothing really. Just good luck to both teams on your next matches, and we will be looking forward to casting them.
Absolutely. So, bye bye.
Have a good night.